So University of Florida celebrated graduation, my favorite time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
This is when students are making that walk across the stage because they have finally made it to graduation day, right? Whether you're graduating with your BA, BS, or you're getting your master's or your doctorate, whatever it may be. Well, these students at University of Florida, there are a couple of them that were caught on camera as one of the administrators or professors or whoever it is that's dressed and on stage, watching these students, shaking their hand and congratulating them as they walk across the stage. Well, this man who's on stage sees some of the students, and we're looking at it now. There's one student right now getting really excited and using celebratory hand gestures to celebrate as they walk across. Well, he is not having it, and you see him in one part of this video getting the students and being really aggressive with them, trying to get them to stop. So if we can keep this video on loop, there he is right there going, no, 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 no.
That's the one that people are most upset about.
And there's another view of it that I saw. Okay, this is on the big screen. But you see him, there you go, a different angle. There's with a girl. So we're seeing this on loop. It's not like he's doing this too. We're only seeing probably about 2 or 3 students here. So the question, is this discrimination or is this appropriate disciplinary action on the profession, or excuse me, the professor or administrators on his side there? I'm trying to watch this happen over and over again.
I will say this. I looked up some information about this story, and the gentleman that was literally bear grabbed and pulled away, he's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, which is a historically black fraternity. And one thing he was just trying to do was stroll. This is something that anyone in a historically black sorority or fraternity knows. It's a way to just celebrate and show excitement. And it looks just like this. And he was going to do that on stage to celebrate. And he feels like they really muffled his voice in this one. And it seemed inappropriate to him. And he felt really manhandled.
Yeah.
So
my take on this is, yes, I think every person should be able to sell. I mean, it's their moment, right? You don't know the backstory and what it took for them to get there. And this is a special moment. Each of us have been there, right? We've been there.
Oh, yeah.
We've heard our names, and whether you get emotional or you get very excited and you laugh, everyone handles emotion in a different way. I do think, and this comes up every year. This comes up every single year. Should people celebrate? Sometimes those ceremonies are historically long, where you just need to get through them. And also, as you're dancing, sometimes they're already calling the next person's name. So then it's a distraction for all the families who are there listening and waiting for that anticipation. The attention is drawn elsewhere. So I understand from the administrator's perspective. I don't like the way in which he aggressively went about it. If they specifically had some sort of, hey, this is a code at graduation, no one is to please make any sort of distraction for the next person behind you. But we don't know. And we're also only seeing 10 seconds of this video. I don't know what happened 10 seconds before, 10 minutes before, 10 seconds after, or 10 minutes after. Like, we're only seeing in that moment. Yeah, it looks really, really discriminatory in that moment, of course.
Well, all the video footage that I have seen and from things that I've been seeing coming in on Twitter, he only did this to black people. And I don't know if that was because there was a disproportionate number of black people celebrating in a way that is not customary to that ceremony, but the fact that only black people were called out is what is causing some controversy.
My question is, and I haven't seen video of non-black people doing this on stage. So was it that also white people were doing these hand gestures and strolling? I mean, they're not going to be strolling if they're not in historically black
No, but you can find plenty of ways to celebrate. There was a guy at my commencement ceremony who we thought was going to crowd surf in that moment. Definitely white. I went to a predominantly white college. Nobody was going to take him off stage. It just wasn't going to happen. It seems like, look at, oh, there she was. She was mid-stroll, and she is, I believe, a Delta, which is my sorority. It's just, it's a way of celebrating. And so when people feel like their right to celebrate that moment is infringed upon, I get their pain in that moment. It's 4 years of a lot of hard work.
Yeah, for sure. Now, so I'm getting this story for the first time. So, to Megan's point, what happened before and after? Now, clearly, you don't grab somebody and because you just don't do that. You're invading somebody's space. It's their moment. That's obviously a step too far. I'm curious about, is this hour number 2 that this was going on, and then now this person stepped over the line just because they were personally frustrated? That was their job to move things along, and then they, sometimes people overreact. They're not trying to make a bold statement.
Well, see,
anything
like, how about
beyond,
that?
yeah.
That girl right there, she held up her sign and then kept walking, and he didn't do anything to her. So
But
there
he
seems
pulled
to
her
have been, huh?
He like pulled her
No,
away.
no, the one that just came up and did, not this.
The lighter-skinned woman?
We'll have to wait and see.
What is the university saying about
They
all this?
came out and apologized.
They came
We
out
have the
and
tweet that
apologized.
came across screen a little while ago. So
And
yes,
is this something that happens every year? I mean, I feel like
I
there's
know,
so
there's a
many.
lot of- I
There's
don't
so
know.
many
Did
gigantic
they tell them in that
questions
moment,
before
hey,
we know?
do not come out and celebrate like this, and then kids were doing this a handful of times directly after? There's something to say as having family who's in the education system. We have the tweet up right now. This is the apology from the president of the University of Florida saying during one of this weekend's commencement ceremonies, we were inappropriately aggressive, so right there, and rushing students across the stage. I personally apologize and am reaching out to the students involved. It looks like it's one of 2 tweets. So he goes on to say the practice has been halted for all future ceremonies, and we will work to make sure all graduating students know we are proud of their achievements and celebrate with them their graduation. So good. I mean, they apologized here, but still the act is
nice. That's nice
Right.
that they apologize at least, but
the act is already done.
Right.
It takes them a lot of work to get there. You know,
Right.
It kind of reminds me of like when a film director wins a Golden Globe or something after 20 years, and they play the music. after
Right.
20
Like
seconds.
scoot them
Give
across.
them a minute.
That's a
Right.
good
It took them
example.
4 years,
Right.
6 years,
Yeah.
8 years, whatever.
True.
Agree. Give them a minute. You know, let them celebrate for a second on stage.
Yeah,
So
I
then-
understand that completely. I understand people want their moment. I also understand the frustration sometimes by these professors and educators who every year are going through this. They just want this to keep moving along. The aggression, not here for it.
So we have people chiming in. We love when you do this. Dan Cooper says he's not being aggressive in his opinion. He's just trying to expedite the process. Or Danis, I'm not sure who she's referring to, but she's saying most don't know how to act. I need you to clarify who you're talking about on that one. And then somebody's anniversary was this weekend, and a lot of people are saying happy anniversary
Jessica.
to someone.
There you go.
Jessica,
a
looks
lot
like
of
Jessica.
love. Okay.
Your mom says all the best for many more.
Roger McDonald says, after 4 years, they earned the attention to say, look at me, I did it. And that's what I say. Shoot, they called my school Work Forest instead of Wake Forest. I was real excited to cross that the stage. But I will say this, were you guys nervous in that moment? When I crossed, I was like, oh God, right hand shake, left hand grab. I wouldn't have had the courage to do all of that.
I didn't even do all that. Yeah, all I remember, and it was really important for me, my uncle who has now passed, he lost his life due to cancer, but in the moment, he loved photography. And so I remember I graduated from USC, and it was just, it felt like it was a 10-minute moment, but it was really only 10 seconds, right? But when they said, Megan, Nicole, tell us, and my uncle was right there. Not my mom, not my dad, everyone's in the stands. My uncle, who was just so passionate about education. I think that's where I get my passion for education from. He's standing there at the end, long braid, just like big Harley dude, and he has his camera, and he's like waiting for me to cross that stage, and it was just such an emotional moment for me, because I'll forever have that moment.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even think of doing it. Not that it's wrong that people were celebrating in this way. It's just everyone, again, handles stressful moments in different ways. But yeah, this is my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
It's graduation season.
The speeches
You want
are
her to cry?
incredible.
Mention school spirit. She gets emotional about school spirit. You really love it.
I do. I'm speaking at Sac State today at a graduation ceremony. It's not the official graduation ceremony, but it's for students who have worked really hard. And I just think education is so important. And in a moment like this, you want everyone to just be happy. You know, you want their parents, you want their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles to be happy. So I'm glad the university said they're sorry.
Yeah.
But keep telling us, what do you think? Discrimination or appropriate disciplinary action? Let us know. Thanks so much for watching the ABC 10 Information Network. If you want to see more stories just like this one, all you've got to do is click subscribe.